Hey, it's Luke Miller here from PotentialChange.com. Big massive thank you for coming along to watch this video. I wanted to talk about relationships and a comparison that they have to the spiritual journey and the journey that many of us are walking along these days. And that is when we start on this spiritual path, often it starts with a blissful awakening. You know, it's like the eye opens to something new, something that we didn't realise was in existence before. And sometimes, not always, but sometimes that can be a really, really beautiful thing. You know, the barriers dissolve, you feel the absolute unification and oneness with other people. You know, you realise that something like special was happening, and, you know, you have this feeling of like, whoa, you know, like a lot of the time it's like bright, beautiful colours and visions. You know, it can be induced by psychedelics, or it can be induced by meditation. It can be induced in many ways. But there's this falling in love with this experience. You know, this magic, and that's quite comparable to a relationship. You find someone, you meet them, and you think, wow, this person's amazing. You know, you worship the ground that they walk upon. You have this honeymoon period. You know, in which you know, they can't do anything wrong. They seem perfect. Often we ignore the elements that make us feel uncomfortable because we love the other parts, so that eclipses the elements that make us feel uncomfortable, and we ignore them, you know. But they're much like the spiritual experience. When you start to go deeper and dig deeper into these roots, you know, you start to see disharmony, inner disharmony, you know, things that you have within yourself, you know, like your inner darkness, you know. And it's quite common to reject this. You know, it's like, it's okay when you're having the beautiful geometric patterns and the feeling of oneness, and, you know, the feelings of euphoria and bliss. But when the darkness comes, you know, it's so common for us to push it away. And no, I don't like that bit. I don't want to look in that box. I don't want to go to that, you know. But when we get to that stage, it's like, it's actually a sign of evolution that we've worked through a certain amount of stuff, and we're coming to like a block, you know, that we need to actually look at, you know. And you can compare this to a relationship. Often it starts off with the beautiful love and, you know, connection and everything, and then the more you get into it, the deeper you get into it, you start to see other people's shadows. You know, you start to see your partner's shadows. You start to see, okay, this thing makes this person that I'm with happy, but it doesn't make me happy. And then when you start to feel that, it's often very uncomfortable, and, like, you know, very makes you resistant, and, like, you know, question, is this working? Is this for me? Is it not? You know, and sometimes it isn't. Sometimes it is. It's just dependent upon the situation. But I feel like with the comparison with the relationship and the spiritual experiences, we get shown this beautiful light at the start, because that's the potential. You know, that's like what we can live within if we choose to do the hard work. You know, so be it the spiritual experience, we have this spiritual awakening, we see the beautiful light, you know, or be it the relationship where we have the honeymoon period. If we're willing to work through the shadows and willing to work through the darkness, you know, we can have a return to that bliss, beauty, and magic, you know. And that's not to say that the shadows do not exist and come and go and rise and fall. You know, that's the nature of this path, you know. But if you can push through the things that make you feel uncomfortable for the higher good, then in the end it all kind of works out, you know. And it's not necessarily about finding making everything in your life comfortable, but being able to remain calm in the chaos, because the chaos is always happening. There's always, like, there's so little that we have control of in our life, you know. We have control of our inner world, you know, and that's it, but all the external world is not really within our control, you know. So if we can learn to control our inner world, then the outer world kind of fits around that and starts to work with you. So that's it for this video. Thank you for coming along. You can follow me on Instagram, LukeMiller33, and go to my website potentialforchange.com and sign up for my email newsletter. That's where I share a ton of information, give away a free ebook, and where I do most of my sharing of most of my main content there. So thank you very much for coming along. Much peace and love. I'll speak to you very, very soon. Have a beautiful day, whatever it is that you choose to do, and I'll see you soon. Bye.